live at SEMA with Ryan Baker. We're not in the fishbowl, but I actually get to expose you to the public. I don't know, should I call the police on you or something?
If they're not worried about you, I don't think they're going to be worried about me. So
yeah, I'm making Ryan into a gearhead. But I'm still with Rick Payton. He is the president of Flatjack, flatjack.com. And what is Flatjack exactly? Well, before we took a break, if you missed the first part, Flatjack is a dream invention that we've all been waiting on in the car gearhead world. And Rick, before we went on a break, I want to ask your car background. I mean, how are you lucky enough to be in cars and finally fall into a product that you know is going to sell and make you successful too?
I'm a huge collector of Cadillacs, and I travel to go to a lot of Cadillac shows, and I was in Austria, and I found this product, and it's just such an amazing thing, and I'm like, oh my God, it's awesome. And I kept calling the Flatjack people in Germany, and finally they had a meeting with me, and I convinced them that I was the guy to help them in the US.
Nice.
And they finally agreed, and here we are today. It's such a nice product. I mean, I have 14 vintage Cadillacs myself.
Really? Okay.
And I have all my cars on these bags. It's Flatjack. It allows you to put the car in storage long term, holds the tire in round, so that when you take it out, you don't have the flat spots.
So less than 15 minutes, you can jack your car up off the ground, and any compressor will work. Even if you have like a little
foot pump will work.
Little foot pump will. I was going to ask you,
Right.
like a little jump box with one of the little cheesy compressors that blows it right up.
Right, you actually can use a bicycle pump. These things run on between 12 and 14 pounds of air
That's all.
pressure. It's super easy to inflate. It'll lift the entire car. The bags hold 2.5 tons.
Okay.
And I have a lot of big girls, and they love setting on these things.
So how about, how much a Cadillac weighs? 6,000 pounds?
About 5,300 pounds.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's your oldest one?
55.
55. I love 55s.
Yeah, that's my favorite year. They get everything right.
7's almost the same, right?
No.
What's the difference in
57's got the
57?
shark fins.
Oh, that makes it-
55 had the little
hump on the back.
48
Okay.
fins.
Which did Elvis have? Everybody says when you think of pink Cadillacs, think of
Well,
Elvis.
he has a 55 pink Cadillac that he painted for his mother.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I see. Because as much as I love caddies, I hate to admit this, but so that's a 55 on your poster behind me. Okay. Beautiful car. That's not your car, is it?
That is my
That's your car? How did you get such a crazy of a caddy? Yeah. I think that car's a dream to drive. It's a dream to drive, right? And actually, you know, flat spots after you take that.
oh really? That's why they move so slow. That's why.
So that.
When you've got the car loaded and on the flat jacks, you know, you can get in and out of this. I can back my car out now. Any one of them I want to go drive, I can back off of the bag inflated. I can literally drive out of the garage in 3 minutes, start the car and go, and come back, deflate them, and put the car back up. It takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to put them back on the bags.
What happens if your better half's giving you grief and you're just trying to get out of the garage, go for a
You
cruise?
just go.
What
Back
happens
off
if
the
you
bag.
drive off of them and they're not deflated?
It won't hurt it.
They're just kind of
As long as you
fling
don't
them
have low, like the big classic cars that have big clearances, no problem whatsoever. The cars that have lower air dams and stuff, you really don't want to do that.
But they're very durable. I mean, it looks like they're tougher. I wish boat inner tubes were made this strong.
Well,
because-
they're German engineered, they're German made, they're radio frequency welded together. It's a polyurethane, thread reinforced, braided and reinforced material.
Okay.
It's really a high quality product. As long as you're using it on a smooth, flat floor and don't have rocks or stuff, you can use these for years and they'll be fine.
Okay, well, before we went to commercial break, we were talking about campers and trailers, and I'll tell you one of my horror stories, and Ryan knows about this one. I loaded my car up, I was all excited, I had a big Mac Tools event I had to get to. I pull my trailer, get a half mile down the road, and one of my tires blew out. And it's from sitting on it. It was flat spotting. I mean, you can see the trailer shaking.
Right.
If I would have had these on my trailer's 30-foot enclosed, would it work on that also?
Absolutely.
So even in outside weather, so in Ohio climates, West Virginia, Kentucky, and the eastern of the Mississippi, is it okay to leave it out in the snow and stuff?
You can do that. The one thing you're going to do is you're going to want to check the air pressure every couple of months to make sure that it's inflated, because it's susceptible to air, just like your tires will get a different pressure when the climate changes.
Okay.
These will do the same thing, but if you just check the tire pressure, you're great.
And so width-wise, so the pro streeters of the world, or the people with the, say, a mud truck, a mud runner, a lot of those guys run bias ply with that real thick Mickey Thompson off-road tires. Is this good for those guys also?
Right. It's good for any tire. The aviation industry, anybody that's got a tire.
Airplanes.
anything like that.
Because what about an airplane sitting in a hangar all spring? I
Right.
think that'd be brilliant for that. Because those tires are about 8 inches wide, so you can get a small, medium, and large. And what are
And
the
that's
sizes
the last thing
range?
you want to have a flat spot on.
Yeah, when you land on a
airplane
plane,
tire.
especially on a little Cessna or something.
Yeah, we have the small and the medium and the large. The small will work on most classic vintage bias ply tires.
Okay.
And then you can go up to the large, which will handle cars like yours with the wider, more modern tires.
Up to like
the,
18 inches of
right, 18
tread
inches.
width.
Like the exotic cars, you know, you can have most modern exotic cars like Corvettes and stuff like that, Aston Martins.
Right.
They're going to want the large bag.
Sure.
And most vintage cars that have the narrow or bias ply tires can get away with the small.
Really? I mean, I'd almost, if I had a bone stock 57 convertible fuelie car, I'd probably do the medium just to have, would it help to have like a little overflow kind of wrap around the tire? It's not too big, so don't gonna hurt anything, right?
No, you can hang over. The smalls are like up to 7.5 inches wide. The
Okay.
mediums are up to 10 inches wide, and the large would be up to 13.5 inches.
Okay.
Typically, but a little overhang is going to be fine as long as you clear the valves.
So when the listeners go to flatjack.com, they need to, for your own state of mind, you need to measure just the tread width is all we need. Is the tread width, and that'll determine whether
the
you-
width determines the bag size.
not sidewall to
So
sidewall.
you can
the
use
width.
a large bag on the small ones, like if you got multiple cars, and you want to make sure you can fit all of them on there. You can buy the large, and it will fit on all the bags.
All right, Rick Payton, make sure you check their website. I'll go to flatjack.com. Just like it sounds, that easy. Rick, thanks for your time, brother.
Thank you, sir.
What a great invention. I hope everyone at home at least go to their website and ask your wife for a great Christmas gift, because I tell you what, it'll save you money in the long run. You're tuned to Street Rod Custom Radio with your host, Dan Boots, on Jeanette. Boom.
Awesome.